born an athlete, you'll die an athlete. It's in your DNA.
You're an athlete. Live like an athlete so you can be successful in life.
You're an athlete. Live like it.
ANA, America needs athletes. Welcome, athletes, into the gym closet. Today we got a special one. So we're doing it on Saturday. We did not get the scheduled presentations going. I don't know why. But we had a bunch of stuff going on this week. We have International Women's Day. So we have Amber as a guest today. What's up, Amber?
Whoop, whoop. I'm back.
I'm back.
2 times in about a month. That's new record.
Yeah, I know.
You guys must have liked me the last one.
Definitely.
Yep.
I think
Or maybe you guys didn't, but the crowd did. The crowd pleaser.
Everybody loved you. And if this is your first time joining us in the gym closet, we are a Krave Gym podcast talking about what we do at Krave Gym, why we do it, and giving our athletes a little bit of a behind the curtains look into everything that we do. And if you're not a Krave athlete, you should still be living like an athlete. And so we talk about how to live like an athlete and what can better everybody's lives, hopefully. So I'm here, as always, with Jordan Hildreth.
What's happening?
So let's see. We'll start the day off by talking a little bit about the championship that you participated in.
I did participate in the championship.
Come back.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, yeah. It felt good to be back out there, man.
Was it harder this time around than like when you were pretty consistent on your training sessions or not?
No, because this is so much.
It's different than
The agility one
Yeah.
is so much like you're not really tired
Right.
throughout the whole thing.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
it's a different
And
mindset.
I wasn't going to beat that guy before.
Oh,
does.
he's fast.
I saw him run the pro agilities when I knew I lost. Like when he did that, I was like, oh.
The guy ran a 3.9.
Yeah, I know.
2.97.
Yeah.
3.97.
Yeah.
Like that's, I think, my fastest ever prime athlete
Yeah.
going to college as a football
Yeah.
player was that.
No, he
just
hit
killed
that,
it.
and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, second's not bad.
That was
Right.
awesome.
But he did get second, so it was awesome. So I'm super excited. That one just really makes me want to make sure that we can get an outside venue next time, because it's one of those things that it's just tough to not that in Krave was bad, but that one we've had outside on the track
Yes.
was
Yeah.
so much more fun, I
Yeah,
thought.
I agree.
And so being able to get that outside again,
It just
I think
felt
is-
more like that sport vibe or like
Yeah.
the athletic vibe,
Right,
you know,
yeah.
when you're on a track and
Yeah.
you're
I mean,
doing your
you're-
sprints
yeah.
and
I mean,
stuff.
you're
I've never
competing in
ran
the
so
combo.
fast in my damn life. I felt like I was being chased by like a bear. Because
You
we
were.
had to
I think
jump in
Jordan
the
was-
yeah,
yeah,
Jordan
right
was
behind you.
coming in hot.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
that
so
was
yeah,
so
that
fun.
was awesome, and that was last year. And we will get outside, and we'll get to different
Yeah,
venues.
it's
again.
hard to find a big enough place that
Right, and in kind of short
But-
notice. But
right,
now we
right.
know.
yeah.
Because this was the first time we moved this season, Make a Move season. We moved from June to January, February.
Mhm.
So that's the tough part in logistics is finding, because there's not very many indoor tracks, I don't believe, that are
Right.
just accessible.
We could do it maybe like a court or something though,
Yeah, I think eventually we'll get
and then
to
have a
that.
volleyball game afterwards.
There you go. Right there it is. So yeah, the championship. What was your thoughts on the championship? Everybody kind of. I think if you follow us on social media, you probably already looked at it a little bit. But what was good competitiveness? I think.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and
This year.
I think people get so fired up doing all those different events. I kind of like, as much as I like going the whole time and like getting tired at the end, just selfishly because I enjoy that as a workout. I like this one because you're talking to everybody the whole time.
Right.
So
Right.
you're like laughing and joking with folks in between. You're asking each other how they did. You're asking, hey, how'd he do? Or what's my score? And so
Right.
there's a camaraderie that comes with the downtime of
Mhm.
that. And that was
Right.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the different. Each championship's so different because if you're doing this season's agility focus. So if you're doing agility focus, you're doing a bout of, our tests are maybe 5 seconds long,
Right.
to 10 seconds long, right?
Yeah.
And then you have everybody running through those, and then we had our team events with fun too. We did have to knock out. We were going to do tug of war, and we didn't end up doing tug of war. That one's always fun.
Which is so funny because over at Waukee last night, they're like, we should do tug of war in here sometime. Like Waukee versus West Des Moines, I was like, that was going to be at the championship, but we ran out of time. But
Yeah. So it was, the events took a little bit longer, but huge shout out to Damon. He got first for the guys. The guys, second place, Jordan, third place, Chris. And
Who had to do a tiebreaker again.
Yes.
Oh,
And
yes.
he had to do one before, too.
The
Gosh.
last agility, he and Justin tied. And like,
Oh, yeah,
right
yeah.
when I walked over and you were like,
I
and
forgot
there's a
about
tie, I was like, I hope it's you two again. And they're like, no.
that would have been awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's funny, man.
Yeah, and I think Justin was, so they tied at 34 points.
Yeah.
Damon had 48 points.
Yeah, I know.
So
Wow.
he was first in everything.
He
that
was
did.
first in literally everything.
And so those guys tied for third with 34. I think you had 35 or 36.
Yeah.
And then Justin was right behind them
Yeah.
at like 33.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
it was first place way up there.
Did
And
Damon
then
play
and then it was
sports? Do we know? Did he play any college sports or no?
I think so.
I don't know. I hope so. God.
I was going to say he should have if he was fast enough to do that. But
And is he like 20? Because that's a huge advantage. No.
Yeah, no, I think he's very young.
Is he? Yeah.
I'm
you're
totally
very young,
kidding.
too.
Yeah.
He killed it. That was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, no.
Everyone did so good. So fun watching.
Yeah, that's what Justin was saying is how can we do this, and where did I fall in my age bracket? I was like, well, yeah. That's,
Come on now. That's way too
Yeah,
specific.
people
Eventually,
the age
I'd
bracket
love
and
to.
weight. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I'd love to get to there eventually.
Yeah.
But again, to do that for how many people we had? Like we had like 35
Yeah,
people
probably.
there or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Everyone would win because everyone's in their own bracket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everybody, if
Yeah.
you're the only 35-year-old, you win the 35-year-old division. Congratulations, So no, the championship was awesome for the women or for the men. West Des Moines won again, so it stayed here. The females, we had Amy came in and cleaned up. Just she came in. She was a little bit late because she went to somebody. She says Bailey told her told everybody that it was at Smash Park, but there was miscommunication at some point.
Yeah.
So, but
I wonder if that was like an immediate realization or it was like, like wait around a little bit. Like,
she
they'll be here.
she said that she waited around a little bit because
Okay.
there was a sign there too that said Krave.
Crave, yeah.
Oh.
And they emailed me, and I said, no, I called and told the lady we needed to cancel. So there was miscommunication.
I think there was a
on.
miscommunication from like Amber probably reported it to someone like on the lower end,
Yeah.
and it didn't get
Because we
fed up the
originally talked
ladder.
about it, and they were like, no, I don't think there's going to be enough room there.
Yeah.
Then I had a conversation with them like a long time ago, and then I called and said, we don't need it anymore.
Yeah.
And then I think Dan maybe was starting to tell people at Waukee because we had
Early
talked
on in
about
the
it
season,
early
yeah.
on,
Yeah.
and then never got transferred. So, oh well.
Yeah. No, but it was so she came in 10 minutes later.
Yeah.
And so she warmed up on her own. Everyone was just getting done with warm-ups, just getting separated into the stuff. And then she came in and did boom, 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 tested, and she had first in everything. She very similar to Damon, kind
Yeah.
of blew it out of the water. Second place Mallory and third place Lindsay did awesome. Those guys were from West Des Moines. Amy is a Waukee athlete, and so that made it really, really close from the team perspective. And I think West Des Moines pulled it out by 1 point, and so it was very close with the team event too. But trophies both stayed at West Des Moines, so that's a challenge to Waukee to get some more athletes here, and all the athletes did a great job that were here and made it really close and fun. But the volume, it's pure volume. Anytime you have more athletes, then you just have a better chance of getting there. But yeah, so that was a great championship. We are just getting done with our strength in numbers training camp that is just finishing up today. We were filming this on Saturday, and so we have the free week, the slow down, learn everything week is over, and now it's time to get powerful. So we're working on power. We went over that a little bit last week. If you have not listened to kind of what's going on this season, listen to the last episode, because the last episode has everything that we need, or everything that we're doing, all the emphasis, everything like that we're doing. talking about this whole season. So we're also working with Habitat for Humanity. So we have the Power Partner events and stuff going on with that as well. So let's continue with our we'll continue with our Krave stuff here, and we'll get to segments at the end. Probably
Cool.
Sound good? Awesome. So next, we wanted to touch on this. Now, if you haven't heard, I don't know anybody that hasn't heard of the coronavirus, COVID-19. It's all over the news. We're not going to comment on it because I think the grand scope of things is that we just don't know enough information to even know what it is and even the percentages and all that kind of stuff. We just don't know how many people have had it. So if you don't know that number in the formula, you really can't tell how bad it is, right? But that doesn't mean that it isn't on everybody's mind, right? And so we're taking some extra steps at Krave, making sure that we're disinfecting twice as much as we normally would, making sure that we're just commenting to people, that, make sure you're washing your hands and doing all the stuff that we normally do to prevent sickness and all of that kind of stuff, and just making sure that all of our athletes are comfortable. Make sure that if you are sick, with anything, if you have the flu, if you have a cold and you're coughing and you have a runny nose, like I would always suggest don't go to the gym,
right?
And that's
please.
Yes, that's kind of just our recommendation for any time you're sick, because you're not going to be performing optimally anyway. But in today's climate, we ask that you stay home and get well, so that everybody on the team is
comfortable.
That's the biggest thing, making sure that, because if I don't care how bad it is or what you believe about the
Right.
coronavirus or what you've heard, if you do see someone hacking up a lung on the side of anywhere on the street or in an airplane or whatever,
Let's say
it's going to be on your mind.
Yeah, hypothetically, you're sitting at a meeting that you have to go to on a Friday, and some guy named Alan is sitting next to you, not covering his mouth.
Damn it, Alan!
You'd be pretty pissed off,
Right? And you notice those
no,
things.
because he's coughing.
So we're all a part of the same team, so we want to make sure that everybody on the same team is as healthy as possible, and making sure that everybody is as comfortable as possible and wants to come and train with the team. So we're doing everything on our end that we normally do. We're just up in the ante a little bit, and then and we just ask that if you are sick, you're not hanging out with us. Kind of the only thing that we wanted to touch on with the coronavirus. I did have a plan to talk about metabolic syndrome and how many more people in America that's killing versus
Talk about what
that can be
metabolic
another
syndrome
podcast.
is,
but
though.
that's going to be another podcast at some time.
Mention what
Metabolic
syndrome
syndrome is basically obesity in America, and that is what contributes to roughly 300,000 deaths in America each year.
Yep.
And so as a health professional, that's something that is on my mind all the time, and that's something that's serious to me. And the episode that we'll do at some point, or the conversation we'll have at some point, is that like something like the coronavirus now is top of mind awareness for everybody in the world, right?
Yeah.
Whereas in America, my opinion would be that metabolic syndrome should be top of mind awareness for everybody all the time,
Right.
as well. So we're not going to dive too deep in that, because that's for another time. Because this episode we are going to be talking about International Women's Day. Starting though, we are going to implement a new segment, as well as kind of a new conversation in Krave, that is the wow.
Wow.
I need yes, I love it. I need to get you guys. I'm gonna pull those recordings, and that's gonna be. It's a button every time we click. We're gonna have that. So basically, what the wow is it is the word of the week, and the word of the week is kind of the lesson of the week and how it pertains to everybody. And this week, or starting Monday, we're recording this on Saturday. So next week, the word of the week, the wow at Krave, is support. And one of the things as a team, we all need to make sure that we're being supportive. And we have such a great team here that we do such a great job internally. When someone's training and when you're at the gym, going through the paces, everybody's supporting each other tremendously, right?
Yep.
But what we want to make sure that we're doing it, because we're not just a team inside of the gym, we're a team outside of the gym. And so making sure that we are also supporting each other outside of the gym. And that means, in today's world, that means adding your teammates to social media, making sure that you're keeping up with them, because they may need support in that part of their life as well. You're not going to be able to keep up with all of your teammates on a daily basis in person. But it's very simple to add all of your teammates on social media, and just we do have our private groups. If you're not a big social media person, that's great. Just jump on our private groups, and then you get just the Krave private groups that you can talk about Krave related stuff or fitness related stuff or anything in there as far as support. But the big thing that I love to see with our athletes is someone accomplishes something and they post it on Facebook, they post it on Instagram, and the support of their fellow athletes, the people that they know from Krave, their teammates are supporting them in comments and supporting them, whether it's a great celebration time or a tough time in their lives. They're getting that support on social media, and that's what a lot of people in social media reach out for and need, And so I really want to urge everybody, to add your teammates, on social media and be their support system, because you don't know what they're going through in their lives. And if they're celebrating something awesome, give them that support, even if it's their birthday. People love to hear, from their teammates. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
That's
good.
Yeah, it always does. But and making sure that you're doing those little things with your teammates, because on the return end of that, when you're celebrating something, Joe Blow, if he's saying happy birthday to me and I'm saying happy birthday to him, and I accomplish something and he comments on my thing, it's just it reinforces that community and that team outside of the gym versus just inside of the gym. And we do a great job of doing that in events and different things like that. But
one that really comes to mind is when one of our athletes was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Definitely.
And those comments on her, that just helped her get through a really hard time, just knowing that she had that big community behind her. And obviously with Pierce and our t-shirts that we're doing this season, so many Krave athletes have purchased those to support Down syndrome. So it's an awesome feeling when you have a huge team behind you.
Yeah. And I think that, that's such it creates that community, and that's why we have a team, right? That's, as humans, we need that team and we need that support, and to have that, and for Krave to be able to create that for somebody, that makes Krave a big part of somebody's life and can ultimately improve on somebody's life. And that's why we're here. That's our goal in everything that we do, is to make people's lives better, and to both physically, mentally, socially, everything that has to do with life, and that's why we're here. And so the word of the week is support. Wow. So with that, we also have, I think that word, and I kind of stole it too, this idea from good friend John. John Wooden, who had his Pyramid to Success, was basically a word of the week that we talked about in a lesson, right? And so I kind of stole that from him, but he, I'm sure he'll
appreciate the credit.
Yeah. And I texted him the other day, and he was like, "Yeah, no problem, you can have that."
I'm sure he's listening right now.
That's super weird, since I think he's been dead for a little while. You text him?
Yeah, well, maybe his team. I texted his team.
All right.
I texted his team. Somebody responded.
All right, I'm a little freaked out now.
Right. So support being the word of the week, I think it's a perfect time to talk about International Women's Day and supporting the women in your life and kind of the success that women have had in their lives. And that is tomorrow, Sunday. Mm-hmm. Hopefully we'll be getting this out. It may be today if this is Sunday for you, or it may be yesterday if this is Monday for you.
Or 2 days before that if it's Tuesday.
Right. Yeah. We could go on and on and on. And but I wanted to welcome Amber Robinson again into the gym closet. And talk a little bit about, you know, some of what you do, and I know that you're involved with a lot of women in the community, with some of your businesses and just some of your overall interactions and stuff. And so I wanted to kind of talk to you today and open it up about, you know, some of the celebrations that you do with women and kind of your daily life. But first off, congratulations on everything that you've accomplished in business and in life in general, and being a mom, a great mom, and all that kind of stuff. And of course I'll get mushy here because you're my wife and a great wife as well. But you know, talk a little bit about kind of what you have going on and your successes here, and brag a little bit about yourself here.
Oh, I hate that.
I know,
I
right?
hate it. I was just hoping I'd come and you just ask me questions, because I don't.
I'll ask you
just
questions
so
as
like,
we go.
So where do you want me to even start?
So start a little
I don't
bit.
even know what I did this morning.
Right. That's a tough part.
Don't start there. Don't start on this morning.
Yep.
Then.
We don't want to start this morning if you don't know what it's
And we're
going on.
kid free, and I don't even know what I did this morning.
Right,
No.
exactly. But, talk a little bit about you know, some of the groups that maybe you're in that involve women, and talk about you know, maybe your Rodan and Fields business, and how that you know, specifically how that business has helped you reach other women and
Right.
interact with
Yeah.
people and successful women in that way.
So Rodan and Fields came about when we were 1 year into this business, I think. And immediately when we started this, I got that sense of camaraderie and community from other women from here. And so, you know, disclaimer, I never ever thought I would be in a business like Rodan and Fields. I just thought that that wasn't the right fit for me. But one of my dearest friends, Beth, she kept posting this stuff on social media, and I would kind of follow her, just be like, that seems kind of interesting. Maybe I should check this out and see what it's about, because extra money is always nice, you know.
Well,
and
first
if you're,
she reached out to you a couple times.
oh yeah, and I ignored her, so that was not support. Do not support
Right.
like that. I would ignore her calls because I knew she would talk to me about Rodan and Fields, and I'm like, oh hell,
And that's
no.
a big part of this business, is supporting your friends in
100%.
what they're selling. You know,
And so after a while, you know, you kind of you feel bad, because I looked. Long story short, I looked in the mirror. I'm like, my skin could probably use some help, so I'm just gonna support a friend. Like, we didn't have a lot of money to spend on skincare, but because the products aren't cheap, but I wanted to support her somehow. So bought some stuff from her. They worked great. Went to an event with her and just heard more about, you know, our doctors. So Dr. Katie Rodan and Dr. Kathy Fields, like, that's where this really stems from. So very successful entrepreneurs. They were the doctors that had Proactive. And so I just went to this event at Glen Oaks, and there was probably 100 women in that room. And I've never been like a girl's girl. You know, I'm kind of just independent, like do my own thing. But I just got this sense of community when I was there, something I wanted to be a part of, to, you know, show support for the gym and different ideas that I could, you know, grow this community, as well as be involved in another awesome community. And so I decided to join, and I mean, the rest is history. It's been such a blessing to our family. And I'm so glad, you know, I got over the fear of what people would think about me, and, you know, if I wasn't going to be successful or not, and took a chance on myself. And so that community, I mean, if you guys follow along with me and I post something about it, you see pictures of me with all the girls. We get to travel. We get to go on trips. I've met some of my best friends through that I never would have met if it wasn't for that company. And so every day I just count my blessings of what it's done for our family. And I know it sounds cliche, but we always say life-changing skincare, because it really is. Like, it's 100% changed my life.
is it cliche or cliche?
I don't know.
What do you say?
Cliche?
Cliche.
Do you say clee?
Yeah.
Say
Oh.
say root.
Route? No, I did that on
no.
purpose.
I
I don't know.
I don't know.
Cliche? Cliche?
I've never heard cliche.
I probably said it wrong. I'm not very good with vocabulary.
I love it.
You should know that
it
by
sounded
now.
French.
That's what I was going for.
Okay, good. I like it.
Is it a French word? Probably.
Probably is. So you're probably saying it right. We're all
Gosh,
saying
you guys
it.
should have me on here
We
more.
got the English Texas version of it.
No, so that's just turned into a good community and support. Like, we support each other. We are all for each other, you know, not against each other. And so it's really shown me how we can uplift other women, and how we all struggle in our lives. But when you really have that support there to help push you, motivate you, you can really get through anything. And, you know, we don't talk about just business all the time. We talk about our lives, our kids, you know, everything that comes up, and we just help each other through there. So it's been awesome. And then through Krave, I met the Business Women of Waukee, and that has been just a great organization group for me to go get lunch with the ladies or dinner. We meet once a week in Waukee, and it's just been so good to meet other business owners in the Waukee area. And, you know, just talking about our success stories and our struggles that we all face as business owners, because owning your own business is not easy. Definitely not. And so we all just, it's good to know that we're all in it together and we all kind of see the same trends that are happening. And, you know, I don't know, it's just such a good group that I've been a part of as well. So
talk a little bit about so we always talk here about, you know, this is a Krave Gym podcast. We talk a ton about Krave in general. But we are, as far as like true demographics to dive into with Kraves, we are like 50-50 men and women. And so we don't really talk about gender specific stuff much, other than like, oh, the championship guys winners and the championship girls winners. But talk a little bit about what the female community of Krave has done for you, and what's that community like, and kind of what does what has that helped, you know, you with, and give it, you know, if you have any examples of like how those women are helping each other as well. Yeah. Well, obviously, so I do the 5 a.m. The 5 a.m. group just kicks ass. Like, I'm just going to throw it out there. We kick ass. No, it's a good, you think at 5 in the morning, you're just going to be dragging, but like so tired. But I feel like, honestly, not against the 4:30, 5:30, 6:30 p.m. You know, that's after work. Everyone's already drained. So it's a different energy, right? But at 5 a.m., like, people are just ready to go, like, guns blazing, let's do it. And so that group has been one of my favorites to work out with, because they just all really push themselves, and it's such just a good environment to be a part of. And, you know, this community of women that we have here, I think when guys come in for the first time and they see some girls lift, they're like, holy shit. Like, she is lifting, you know, a lot of weight, like more than I ever thought she could. And I just love that, because sometimes we don't know our own strength as women. You know, I see people that are lifting just 10s on each side, and I'm like, dang, like, you could be adding way more weight on that bar. But I feel like our last strength season really helped women in here to know their strength, because when I'm coaching, I'll tell them to put more weight on, and then when they realize they can do something, they're just like, oh my gosh, I didn't know I could do that. It's so cool. Go on. Yes, yes. Because if you don't have that fitness background, I guess you don't really know how to push yourself. Like, I know I can listen to my body and be like, okay, I'm going to get injured if I add any more weight. But I can also know, like, if I'm uncomfortable, it's a good uncomfortable. It's not like an injury uncomfortable, you know? So
I've had people come up to me and like, they mentioned, like, yeah, Amber made me put on weight, and I had no idea that I was capable of doing that. It's really cool. That's what, like, the light bulb clicks. Yeah, like, they're like, holy shit. And they, and then, you know, that carries on into their other things in life that they don't think that they can do, but then they do something like that that's so little, and then they're like, well, if I can do that, I can do this today, or this, or this, and it's like a, you know, snowball effect where it just carries on to so much. I can get all the groceries in one trip. Yeah. I've never not believed I can do that.
I know. But I know. But I'm sure there's some people that believe they have to take multiple trips, and you don't.
Or it's like with the women here that I know have kids, like, and they're just doing, like, overhead snatches with 15. I'm like, girl, like, you have kids at home. You're picking them up. Like, they're 40 pounds. Like, you were way stronger than what you think, you know? Yeah. So, I don't know. I just think there's not one instance where I'm like, this was really cool. I mean, I just have fun with all the women, and I think they come in and they feel safe. They feel like it's a good environment, a good community, because I know, you know, sometimes gyms can be intimidating, especially when you don't have background in fitness and health. And when you come into a gym and you see guys, because it is 50-50, you know, it's kind of that intimidation factor, but you know, you have a bunch of women behind your back that are pushing you and supporting you. It's just a really cool thing to see.
Definitely. And I think with the amount of women that kind of that team together and do all that kind of stuff, you do see that elevation of the whole team is elevated. And like you were talking about before, if a lot of times guys will come in here and they'll be like, damn, she's doing a lot more weight than I wanted to do that weight.
And I think it even pushes those guys, because the guys they never like to lift less than the women, you know, but there's a time and situation for it all. If you don't know the form, like yesterday we were doing power cleans, and so that's a hard movement, you know, so the people that are new, like, if you're a guy, just get over your ego. You got to get your form right first before you, or even in agility season, I noticed it, or endurance season, like when guys, like, we need to do 15 to 20 reps, that shit is hard. Like, you're struggling. And so some guys just like to keep that weight on and still do the 8 reps. And it's like, no, like, you gotta, and sorry, I got on the guys kick, but yeah, so it's really cool to see women just know their strength and be able to just give it all they got every single session.
I like what you said about the 5 a.m. We've talked about it a couple times. If
Yeah.
you know, you know.
Right.
You've
Yep,
been to that 5 a.m., if you know, you know.
Yeah.
That's all that needs to be said about it. They know,
Yeah,
and you know if you
it's
go.
yeah, it's
Like,
an
this is
awesome
different.
group.
This is
Yeah,
weird.
which is
Right.
it's yeah.
And it's so much like the same, like that type
maniacal.
of that type
Yeah,
of person
yeah.
is every single
Yep.
morning.
Yep.
If you can,
It
and
is,
it
it's-
takes a different breed of person to know to get up at 5 to get up at 4:30.
I like that
and
a
rock and roll.
large portion of them are all parents. Where it's like,
Oh, yeah.
we
You
gotta
have
knock
to.
this out
You have
because
to.
I got to take my kids
Yep.
around the world, around
Yeah.
the entire city. In the
Oh,
afternoon.
yeah.
They're in this
Yeah.
sport and this sport and this sport.
And you
Right.
never know what's gonna come
I
up at
just-
night.
Yep.
Or it's like Brian and
Tammy.
Jeez. I talk to her every
It's
Monday
split,
or every
yeah.
day at 5 a.m. They split, so
Yeah.
it's a good
Right.
schedule because one likes to work in the morning, one at night. So that's an awesome split. But it gets crazy when you have kids into the mix,
Yeah.
and it's like, well, you got to figure it out. I mean, I didn't ideally love that time, but now that I'm in a routine, I always tell people it takes like 2 weeks to get adjusted into a routine. Like,
Yeah.
and then once you get over those 2 weeks, like you feel pretty good. But
Yeah.
And we're kind of the same way. We have to you kind of take the bullet for me.
yeah,
if
yeah. But I love
you
to get
do
it done. I feel like it just
yeah.
sets my tone for the whole day. Like my days that I just skip a few mornings and I don't get my workouts in, I come home, like I just have so much more energy throughout the day when I get my workout in. So
Yeah. And that's the thing, like with me too, like I work out not that early, but I'd like to get in and get a workout done like at 8 a.m.
Yep.
And when I don't get that workout in, it's like, damn,
Yeah.
it just kind of piles up. And then if 3 o'clock is usually my last time that I can work out. And so if I wait till 3, then it's like, damn.
Yeah.
Or I wait till 3:30 and I don't work out.
Yeah.
That-
Then I'm like, double
that's what
damn.
happens. Yeah. Then I have to move it to the next day. But talk a little bit now, with International Women's Day, I think a lot of times it focuses or it gets turned to, whether it's meant to or not, it gets turned to successful women in business and those kind of things, but which you are, but also you're a very successful mom and a great mom and wife. And so it seems like it's always trying to push away from that.
Right.
Which is
A job in itself.
right.
Like being
And-
and
and so I would talk a little bit about being a parent, and I think for guys too. Like for a guy, it's always success on how good of my in business or how successful I am doing different things outside of the home. When I always try to think about the success inside of the home
Right.
as well. And so talk a little bit about the kids and what your mom life is like.
I kind of struggle with that because all the things that our kids have accomplished or we have accomplished, like for some reason I always put my success on business, not so much turn it around
Right.
to being successful of keeping the kids alive. Like
That's
is
what I wanted
a
to touch on,
freaking
right.
successful
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, and
Another one down.
and that's what's so interesting is like
No one choked today. No, like that is
Exactly,
freaking
yeah.
success. You
Yeah.
know, no one, we didn't yell at each other, but it's one of those things where I think that as women, we just feel like we were made to have kids and raise kids, and so we don't take into consideration the amount of work and effort that goes into it and the success that goes into raising your
And I
children,
think a lot
however
of
you want to raise
times
them,
because of past narratives, you're trying to women in general, and I'm speaking as a man. I may have no idea of this, but it feels like women try to get away from that narrative so much that they almost take credit away from themselves on and I'm speaking strictly through my experience,
Right.
Observing you.
Yeah.
Is a lot of times you identify as such a successful woman in business and all of this kind of stuff that you almost forget to give yourself credit for
Right.
some of the stuff that you do at home with the kids and some of that raising
and
them in general.
like I was
I
saying,
think-
so being an entrepreneur, like it's not easy, right? But you have to take chances and that you're going to have to work really hard to get where you want to be. And the reason why we've done so many business things, I think, is obviously our passion for health and fitness. Like that was one of them. And then we started to talk about having kids, and I knew that I wanted to spend a lot of time with my kids. Some moms don't want that. They want to go to work and then they want to come home, which is great. It's all good, whatever you choose to do for yourself. But I knew that I wanted some extra income to be able to spend more time with my kids. Like that was just my goal in life. And so, I think women beat themselves up when they see my lifestyle because they think that they should spend more time with their kids, right? And I always tell Tyler this. I'm like, sometimes I struggle from being a work-at-home mom because I don't spend quality time with my kids.
Yeah.
You know, it's that fine balance of women go to work, and then when they get their kids, they have 3 hours with them, and then it's good quality time. Whereas I'm with them all day, so maybe it's not as good quality time, you know. But we all beat ourselves up, and we shouldn't do that because no matter how you're spending time with your kids is a great thing. But I posted this thing the other day, and it said, women are expected to work like they don't have children and raise children as if they don't work. And it just says, sending love to every woman who feels like she's being measured by impossible standards. And so, you know, again, I feel like as women, we just sit here and pick ourselves apart and are like, I should be spending more time with my kids. I shouldn't work here. I shouldn't do this. And it's just, you know, it's a vicious cycle, which is unfortunate because we're more emotional than males are. And, you know,
I mean, you can tell, I'm if I overstep, you can tell me, but
No.
it seems like you, and again, my experience is only from observing my wife. I'm not trying not to do generalities, but it almost seems like you compare yourself to other women in the same fields, in the same activities, more than what I might do another gym owner.
Right.
Or
100%.
You know what I mean?
But
And so
it's
that
social media. We
makes
all
it tough,
compare our
too.
bodies to other women, these women that are getting injections into their butts, and we all think that that's how we should look. Like just stupid stuff like that that is not how women should look. You know what I mean? Or just
should
things like
squat,
that.
right?
Yeah, they should come to Krave and squat. No, or just, you know, surgery, you know, all the stuff that women can do, you know,
Well,
and
yeah,
it's like,
the
it's,
general
that's
media
a whole,
thing, that's a
absolutely.
whole
It's just
different- I think
media.
that's an
Like
episode on itself.
it's the Instagram reel versus the real reel, right? And so we get so caught up
The
in
real
the Instagram reel that we forget what, you know, life is
right.
supposed to be like. And then you see these bloggers nowadays that have these beautiful pictures and their kids are all dressed to the nines, and we think that our life should be like that and we should do those things.
Right.
You know, it's just an influence that they have on us, and for some reason as women we go that way versus, you know, some women, and I'm guilty of it, of thinking I should live my life how I think other people should portray me versus how I really want to live my life.
Sure.
You know,
What's like a good way for you to step back and give yourself some credit, and for other women to also do the same? Like where credit is due.
one
you
of
know
my
what I mean?
one of my biggest things is like I listen to Jenna Kutcher. She's like, and she has an awesome podcast called The Gold Digger, and she's real. Like she gets on her Instagram stories. Social media, I hate it nowadays because it's impacted our lives so much and people are just on it. And I hate to say that you should get on your Instagram and be no makeup on. Like when I dropped the kids off at school the other day and I took a video of it and just like no makeup on, hair mess. People are like, I love that because I know you're a real person.
Yeah.
You know, and I would say like don't try to fake who you are as a person. Like, and it's easier said than done, but get on that camera and just be you if you like social media. You know, just
I want to know who in general screwed you guys. Back in the day, somebody made it like you have to wear makeup. Somebody
Right.
made it you
Have
you wore
to- yeah.
corset, what are they called?
Oh God,
Corsets.
to make your waist smaller. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like somewhere along the line, something like somebody,
I don't know,
male
man.
or female.
I think you're gonna
Right.
be afraid of the answer.
What's that?
I don't think we should go down this road.
That's probably true. But I mean, that's the thing that I feel like at some point you have to break out of is the make like.
I know, and it's
guys
only.
don't
I
wear
feel like
makeup.
it's only
Guys
getting
don't
worse.
care.
You know,
Well,
like
yeah,
I feel like
that's
it's
the
because
thing,
of social media, and
stuff,
it's
yeah.
so sad.
Hold
It
on,
is.
Guys are
It's
starting to wear like beards and glasses. Have you seen the pictures
That's
where
true.
it's like a guy
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
a beard versus not?
Yeah.
Whatever. So I would say I think that is becoming a problem.
But even then, how much does
but
a
it's
guy
not, you
groom?
don't spend any money on it.
Right. You don't.
No,
That's the
it's not
thing.
the same
yeah.
thing. It's not the same
Yeah.
thing.
Like
at all.
Oh, it's just
that
like
person
it's-
still, even if you are the quote unquote guy with a beard, trendy dude.
Yeah.
You can. It's trendy to not have to shave. Like it's trendy to make it easier on yourself and wake up and just
True.
do you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know. Whereas like it's never been trendy for a woman just to wake up, not put any
Right.
makeup on, and
Yeah.
go do
Right,
her
right.
thing. It's never been
I-
trendy for like women to like not shave their armpits. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's trendy for hairy dudes now, which is easier than not being a
Yeah.
hairy dude. You know what I mean?
You know, one example of that too is like when I posted like about my medication I was taking for anxiety. Like
Yeah.
that post freaking blew up, and I never had so many. I had so many inboxes of people that are like, "I'm gonna go get help now. Thank you."
Oh.
Like they looked, and I hate that because they look at my life like it's perfect, and it's absolutely not. You know, it's not 100%. Like we all have our own shit that we go through, and so I almost felt guilty of being like, people think that I just have all my stuff together, and it's chaos every day. You know, but in the midst of the chaos, we don't have time. I don't want to sit there and take a video of it. Not that I don't want people to know my life is chaos. It's just it doesn't come to mind, right? Because kids are running around naked, pissing on the floor. Like, you just don't have time to,
Right. Yeah.
you know, like the dogs biting their snacks, and then it's just like.
That's not the time where you have time to videotape.
Yes,
Like
but that post really hit me, and I'm like, gosh, you know, so many women struggle with some things, and they just don't, they're not comfortable talking about it. And I wish that would change, because it's nothing wrong with you, you know, it's just a part of you, and you'll get through it. So it's just, it's
everybody's human.
Yes,
at the end of the day,
exactly.
You know? And I remember I talked to on this podcast when I was doing the dishes and a dog was pissing and the kids were screaming and barking and all this kind of stuff. And I like turned around, I like looked at my life and I was like, yeah, this is actually all happening. It was one of those like slow motion movie moments,
Right.
But it was one of those things that it was like, I'm not going to take my camera out and videotape this.
Right,
you know,
right.
you just can't do it at that point unless you're in a movie.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I think, you know, this day is to celebrate women that are successful in business too. Just that trend that women can be successful. But, you know, anywhere from, if you've had a child, you're successful. If you've showed up to the gym, you're successful. If you take care of your health, you're successful. You know,
That's
if
what
you
I mean. I think
like any little thing that women do is success.
I feel like I really wanted to get that across today is success in everything that we talk about on this podcast. Success is measured so many different ways and to so many different people, and you not just looking at somebody that you think is successful because they are the CEO of a Fortune 500
or they're
company,
financial. And we talked
or
about
whatever,
that in that video. It's like financial doesn't mean you're successful, because you have people out there that are financially wealthy and they freaking hate their lives. Like, to me, that I wouldn't want that. That's not success to me, right?
Yeah.
But people that are poor and are changing people's lives and making a difference in the community like that, but they love their status, you know, like that is success. And that's what I want my kids to understand, is it's not always financial. You know, it's success can be measured in so many different ways, and we need to stop looking at it as such a financial thing and know that we're all successful.
Definitely.
In things that we do. So.
Well, do you have anything that you would want to kind of close up with? I know that was kind of a very good closing right there.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, let's jump into some segments then. We can get into our this was a duty.
This was a duty.
We had a duty today.
And it was favorite children's books. Which actually got more response than I thought it would. I didn't
Children's
know.
book. They're not children's books.
Not
They're
children's
like
They're not children's
they're like what, middle school to high school books?
Yeah.
Yeah, like but books you read when you were a kid, I guess.
Okay.
Right?
Like a middle
when you were
schooler or
in
high
school.
schooler.
Like my reading level did not get to these books until I
Dude,
was
you
at
did
least
not
18
read
years
the
old.
BFG in high school. You read that in like elementary school.
Are you sure?
Most of these.
What's the BFG?
Big Friendly Giant?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, most.
But
I'm
like,
telling you,
what other
I
one
don't
was
think
on
you're
there?
remembering it right, but I'm telling you.
No,
you
but like
read
Harry
this book.
Potter
Harry-
was on there.
Yeah, you read that.
I was in 7th, 8th grade.
Oh
I
well,
think.
because that's how old you were when it came out. But
Right.
kids read it when they're in like 3rd grade.
They do.
Yeah,
That's a thick ass book.
dude, it's really easy to read. I'm telling
It's
you.
easy to
watch.
read, yes,
Yeah.
but I mean that's a 900-page
Dude,
book. I
do
was
you know
not
how many-
reading
Do you know how many
900-page
AR
books.
points that's worth? You want to go to the skating rink or not?
I want that free pizza from Pizza Hut
There you go.
today.
Anyway, the two that won, or it went down to Harry Potter and the Chronicles of Narnia, and then Harry Potter won, which is kind of a bummer because those are the two most popular movies. So I think people
Right.
were voting
On the
those
movies, yeah.
I, was
I really
like,
think that
"Ah."
people were, because that's how I voted. And that's the only thing I knew about it.
Dude,
Well, if it
that
makes you
movie-
feel better, I haven't watched either movie, and I voted on just
Yeah, it
what
should
I
have been.
thought.
It should have been The Giver.
And I don't read, so.
I think it
No.
should have been The Giver and Where the Red Fern Grows. Those
Where
are-
the Red Fern Grows
That
is
was
my
so
vote
good.
for number one
It's
ever.
so
Did that
good.
lose right away, first round? Who was it
Second
against?
No.
round.
It was second
It
round.
lost second round. Yeah.
Yeah.
To
The
what?
Chronicles of Narnia.
Oh.
But that's a tough one to go up against too.
Oh,
but
dude, it's so-
mostly
it's so
because
much
of the
better.
movie.
Yeah.
But like for me,
Cheers.
the Red Fern Grows.
You wanna cry.
That
You
was
want a good
that was
cry.
one of the only books I've read multiple times.
Yeah.
As a kid.
Yeah.
And the one that I actually read without just the Spark Notes.
Yeah. There you
So
go.
I was a big
Spark Notes guy.
advocate. Yeah, big advocate of those Spark Notes that got me through all of those pizza. You know how many free pizzas I ate because of Spark Notes?
I do not.
And at that point, they were You had to go to the library, the public library, and actually check out the Spark Notes hard version of the books.
That's a lot of. That's like a lot of effort.
Worth it.
We got
Definitely worth over.
Arby's roast beef sandwiches.
That's
You
all?
did?
Yeah.
Uh,
Me and my
what?
mom ate Arby's roast beef like every single night.
But you got a free one
Large.
from.
I don't know. I just
From
know we got
Reading
it.
Brooks?
School?
Yeah,
Oh,
from
we
school.
went to a skating
That
rink.
is
You guys
awesome.
suck. Pizza, Screw pizza and
We had
Arby's skating
Pizza
rink.
Hut.
It's fun.
We had Pizza Hut.
We had the whole day.
But yeah, it was a great Pizza Hut experience every time that I knew that I didn't earn this free pizza.
Yeah.
It tasted
I don't know
so
if it was.
much
I'm gonna have
better.
to ask my mom now because I don't know if it was Spark Notes or not.
I did only Spark Notes. Like I
Yeah,
did
I
not
read the
books.
books.
Or I
are the
would.
worst.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely a terrible person when it comes to
You
this.
guys suck.
I would actually go on and I would go like an extra, like I would come back from lunch like 10 minutes early so that I could jump on the computer and and take a test several times until I scored enough points to pass that test to get me into my
Wow.
There's
to
kids
pass
listening.
There.
that. Yeah. And
So
I
now
was
you know
so
what to do.
innovative. I was so innovative in how I cheated. It was
Our-
ridiculous. It was amazing.
Man.
So,
No one's
yeah.
gonna listen anymore because those parents are gonna be like, "Don't listen to that Gym Closet
I'm
podcast."
just being real.
Hey, you
Yeah,
just
real.
said
Be
pizza.
real. I mean, if that's you, that's you.
Gotta be real. Gotta be real. I did not want to read a book. I would much rather be doing an activity outside of the house than read a book. I was never. I didn't even play any video. Here's another one. I didn't sit on any screen and didn't play any video games either. I was always outside like playing sports.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Stupid
That's a
shit,
good
so,
argument.
Yeah.
All kids.
But I was
nowadays
never going to
it's
sit down and read a book either. So
changed
it's
so much.
Yeah, back and forth. We'll end the day today with Today I Learned. What did we learn today, Jordan?
In lieu of International Women's Day, Bessie Coleman was an American aviator and the first black woman to earn a pilot's license. Because flying schools in the United States denied her entry, she taught herself French and moved to France, earning her license from France's well-known Caudron Brothers School of Aviation in just 7 months.
Wow.
That is awesome.
That's
dedication.
amazing.
So she read a book to earn something, not like I. Not
She
like
did
me.
not Spark Note that.
Yeah, I don't think. Can
I
you
don't think
Spark
you can-
Notes a language?
I would love to learn how.
But
to
I
spark-
would like to know
Yeah.
that if you can.
Yes, that's crazy. So not only
So she
yeah.
learned a new language
She learned a new
in
language.
7 months and did all that.
So
Yeah.
then she could go to flight school
Yeah.
in a different country.
Holy crap.
Good for her.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Anything else we want to
Couch
close up
potato.
today?
I watched Dave.
Oh, couch potato.
Dave.
Oh shoot!
Dude, it is so. You know,
I
Lil
did
Dicky?
not.
Yeah?
Yeah,
He made a show.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I was
it
going
is
to watch it.
So.
Is it
good.
on Hulu?
Yes. Yep.
Okay,
I
I'm gonna
can't
wa- I'm gonna
recommend
watch it.
highly enough. It is
Really?
amazing. Oh, it's so funny.
I'm gonna watch it next week.
He's so goofy.
He's the best.
It's so
He's
funny.
the best.
Yeah.
And
So
I
it's just
love-
on his life? Like just.
Well, yeah, kind of, because so he basically he's a Jewish kid a white Jewish kid that took his bar mitzvah money to do his first like recording demo kind of stuff, and to be a rapper, and that's his story to do
Yeah,
that.
like he got big on YouTube, and
Yeah.
but he wasn't it wasn't monetized because he took
Right.
beats from other songs.
Oh.
Yeah.
So then he to do his own beats in his own studio, he like had to, is it bar mitzvah?
Yeah.
For a guy?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, bar mitzvah money, and had to and use that too.
I cannot recommend it highly enough. I watched both of them last night. They are so damn
They're,
funny.
okay.
Two,
I'm
like
watching.
seasons or episodes?
Episodes. It's just I
Because
think
they're
it's
weekly
coming out
now,
now.
right?
Yeah, it's coming out
Okay,
now.
awesome. Yeah, I'm super excited. They did an excellent job of marketing for that. Like,
Yeah, well, everything he does is good. The
Right.
guy's brilliant.
yeah, like you don't see like on Instagram if I'm scrolling through stories or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't see like a show pop up normally,
Right.
like a Hulu show.
Yeah.
That was everywhere,
Yeah.
and
I
can't believe
missed
I didn't.
it. I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
Dave. It's funny.
Hi, I'm
Yeah.
Dave.
It's
And-
basically like the dichotomy of like who he is Little Dicky, and who he is Dave, and like
Okay.
the funny situation. And I hope it's real. I don't know if it's all real, but
I know, that's the thing about
it's
those
gotta
shows.
be.
holy crap! If
Just the
it
premises
is-
from the previews, I'm assuming that it was a lot from
I
just
hope
his
so,
real
man.
experience.
It's really funny.
Just real, like The Bachelorette's real.
Uh,
That finale's
That's-
on Monday. I
oh
can't
boy.
wait.
That's a
you know it's not real, right?
talk.
I'm just
talk-
kidding.
so
No,
we're on
it's
Couch
really,
Potato.
it's not.
We're on Couch Potato. Appease our female listeners and talk about
Team
The Bachelor.
Madison.
Is that who you wanted all along, or is that who you want that's
All
left?
along.
All
Right,
along?
right
Really?
after she got out of the limo, I'm like, I like her.
Was she
And
the
I-
basketball player's
Yes,
daughter?
the
Okay,
Auburn.
I liked her too
Yeah.
because she was the only one I knew because I listened to mostly sports stuff on podcasts, and like they always tried to appease their women.
Yeah, she's young, but she seems mature and level-headed and doesn't cause drama. I liked
See,
her
I
from
just
day
know
one,
because
but
she's the basketball.
I mean,
coach's
Hannah
daughter.
Ann is on there too. She's not bad, but I just like Madison for some reason.
Okay, how do you talk about The Bachelor to someone who doesn't watch The Bachelor, and tell us about this season?
How much time do we have? No, so
we have
the Bachelor,
7
Bachelorette.
minutes.
So they have one individual, male or female, and
No,
then
okay, well-
like that's what you want me to start from how they do
Don't
it.
start from like the beginning.
No,
Just
like
someone knows
1999
someone
when it
knows the
started.
premise.
Jesus.
Okay, if someone knows the premise but didn't watch this season, tell us about this season.
I don't. I'm
ups, the
so
downs.
you know when I watch this, like the kids, I don't watch it like some. I could really butcher this, and women are gonna get mad and be like, "No, that is not right."
You told me
So
there
that
was,
girl
like,
from
a
Kelsey was.
wine
I was just
deal,
at the coffee shop
or
on
a-
Monday, and that girl Kelsey that was from Des Moines, she was actually in there,
Oh,
which
really?
was
Oh,
was
funny.
she really?
Yeah.
Did you talk to her?
No, I'm not gonna go. And be like, I wanted
Were
to be like,
people
"Can I take a
talking
selfie?" No, she was over in the corner with a friend or something, but she was in there. But she was quite interesting on that show. She got sprayed in the face with some champagne and stuff, but I don't know. Supposedly, she was talking to her family and is like, they made me do these things that I didn't want to do, and blah blah blah. So going back
Isn't
to
that
fake
what
and that.
Isn't that like what?
But
it's
I mean, I think people
about?
that go on that show, like some of your personality does come out. Like it can't all be like fake and acted,
so you
right?
think they probably grab like, okay, you're a little bit of a weirdo. Let's
Or
amplify your
yeah,
weirdness.
I think so. Maybe
think
I
you
don't
gotta
know.
be-
I
think you
really
gotta, like show them like, hey, this is how weird I'm gonna get.
yeah.
Keep it coming.
Yeah.
I want.
Oh,
to do,
so you're earning it.
Yeah, I do. I
To
think
get on there.
Right,
So that's
right.
your audition.
Yeah.
Like,
Well-
this is how weird I'll get if you pick me. Type
Right.
of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. It's kind of a crazy show, but I just don't understand how people can like fall in love that fast.
Yeah.
Or like I don't know.
What are the statistics on like?
You didn't fall in love with me that fast?
Uh-uh.
Listen,
Wow.
I'm being real.
The air
This
just
is
got
all about
sucked
being
out of
real,
the
right?
Super
gym.
uncomfortable. for me
No,
right now.
like this. You know what I mean, though. Like you go on the show, like it's actually faster than what we watch. Like that's how fast this turns around. And like the day one, they're like, "I love you." I'm like, "But you don't." And then they cry in the limo ride, and they're like devastated. I'm like, "Holy shit!" There's other fish
I'd
in the
cry
sea.
too, but mostly because I don't get to ride in limos anymore after this.
Well, it's like this perfect reality life. Like you're not gonna go fly in helicopters when you get back to frickin' Des Moines, Iowa. I mean, maybe.
Well,
you
not
will,
that
but-
attitude.
Right.
No, but anyways,
Me
okay.
and Jordan are heading
So,
over to
what
fly
were you
helicopters right
asking?
After this.
What'd you say?
I don't even remember.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's
But
probably not
so
that.
Team
That's
Madison.
good. That's a good name. Team
Madison
We'll see.
or Addison?
Madison.
Madison.
Madison. Yep.
She
So we'll see.
is-
That's the name of
What's
my- that's
the
the name
what's
of my
the
brother's
where's
girlfriend.
her dad coach at?
Auburn
Auburn.
basketball.
Auburn assistant basketball coach for Auburn is her dad. That's the only reason why that's the only thing I know about
That
the
and all the
season.
episodes you probably watched.
No, I really some seasons I can kind of get behind. I've either been too busy or just not interested in this
Yeah.
season at
Yeah.
all. Because some of them all like because Amber likes to watch them and.
Well, it's hard now
if I'm
because
gonna be
Monday
in the
nights are
same-
my nights at Waukee, so I don't go home till about 8. So then
Yeah.
by that time, I need to get to bed, and so I usually watch it on Tuesdays when I'm at home. But
Yeah, I
And then
guess
you
that's
don't
true.
really
And then
watch 'em then.
Tuesdays, yeah, because Tuesdays then I'm not.
there, and
I'm not home.
But then I'm working, and that's just in the background noise. But like if they say something, I'll look up. But so I don't really get into it as much as some women. But I know Smash Park has like a weekly event, and people can win. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah, they made it like into a Eddie goes.
That's awesome. Coach Eddie. Gotta love it.
Coach Eddie, he loves it. Oh my, he can't. Yeah,
That's awesome.
but they do like brackets and stuff like the March Madness, which we need to do a March Madness bracket.
Oh, yeah, we do. We need to get on that.
We need to get on that.
I will put that in your boat. We need to do that.
Perfect.
Yes. So with that, we're gonna have a March Madness bracket coming out for.
Can we do
athletes.
$5 buy-ins, or is that illegal?
You can. You just can't announce it over a national podcast.
Well, you can edit it.
There we go. Yep.
We're
going to edit this.
There will not be a $5
There will not be a $5.
Okay, no $5 buy-ins
for that.
50.
No, actually, I think it's all legalized now, so I don't think it's an issue.
We
now.
better research it first before we. Otherwise, Pride. You know how it is around here. Just Pride.
Well, I'm actually assuming that like you can bet on college basketball like legally.
That'd be fun, but
at a
have like
casino
3
right now.
winners or whatever. Top 3. But yeah, we got to get on it. But we don't know who's in it until when? A couple weeks or something.
That's the tough part about it. It has to turn around quick
That's
because
fine.
you find out.
It's
And
not
then
like everybody
like
doesn't
5
have brackets made already.
What's
People
that?
are maniacal, but I'm saying like they're gonna
Right.
have brackets.
Well, we'll post the little
But they don't
like
know
say we're
who's
gonna do
in the
this,
tournament
and then
yet,
they can
is
really
the
get in
biggest thing.
involved with the whole thing, and then
Yeah. Anyway, so thank you guys for listening to the podcast. Happy International Women's Day. If you have not yet, jump on our social media, the Gym Closet Podcast, and Krave Gym. Follow at Robinson AMB.
boom,
Right?
nailed it.
Nailed it. And I am at TA Krave Strong. And as always with at Jordan Hildreth.
Robinson AMB, aka Robin.
Yeah, it's so funny how many people call you Robin
Oh, are you serious?
because of that.
Hey, Robin. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should have really changed my name on there, but now it's for sure too late.
Why?
Like, because everything's already taken, and
But if you... Okay.
Whatever you do, don't use an underscore. We are very against underscores.
We are very against that.
See?
We Zach had like 19 underscores and like different numbers.
you influenced
and,
this change of name. Is that why?
Oh yeah, no, that is
Yep.
why.
Why didn't you like underscores?
We just gave.
We
him a
couldn't.
hard
We
time.
couldn't even find him. It was like underscore this,
This is
underscore
what
it's
that,
in my
underscore
phone.
this. What, is it? What was it again? I forget.
There's an underscore like Z A
Z
C,
underscore
like
underscore A
yeah.
underscore C underscore H. I love it. But no, thank you guys for listening. Go back, listen to any episodes that that we talked about on this one, and again, follow us. And remember, you're an athlete. Live like it.
You're born an athlete, you'll die an athlete. It's in your DNA.
You're an athlete. Live like an athlete so that you can be successful in life.
You're an athlete. Live like it.
ANA, America needs athletes.